Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to show you the animal adaptations, this unit. I wanted to show you what I added to Google Classroom to hopefully make it easier for you to understand what we're doing. We did start our new science unit, which is about animal adaptations. Yesterday, I think you looked at these Google slides, and today I added in this one right here. So when you go through this, you want to put it in present mode. And then you can go ahead and read through here, but we want to know, how do animals adapt? Animals inherit characteristics from their parents. These special features and behaviors help them to survive. An adaptation is a physical feature or behavior that helps an animal get food, protect itself, move, or reproduce. A trait is a physical characteristic. Sometimes there are not enough resources to go around. Animals with excellent adaptations have a better chance of getting the resources that they need. Here are some bird adaptations. Feathers can be an important adaptation because without the feathers, birds couldn't fly, no matter how light their bodies are. The shape of its beak can also help it get food. And in a little bit, we'll look at some of the beaks examples. Here's a duck, and it waddles because their short legs are far apart from their bodies. Its webbed feet, which is an adaptation, help the ducks and waterfowl be strong swimmers. Their feathers have a coat of oil that makes them waterproof so that they don't get cold when they're swimming in the water. There are other animals that have adaptations. And we noticed yesterday that those pictures were not working, but they're at the end of the slides. Some animals have adaptations that help them avoid being eaten. And again, our examples are not working, but they are at the end of this presentation. But that would be like our poison dart frogs, because they're poisonous. That helps them to avoid being eaten. Bright colors warn predators that the animal is poisonous. Some animals are protected by stingers, quills, bitter tasting or smelly sprays, such as our skunks, porcupines, and stingrays. And other animals have hard shells or spiny skin, such as turtles, desert tortoises. So escaping predators. Animals have different ways of moving. Some are fast and can easily escape, like cheetahs. And birds' wings will allow them to fly away from predators that can't fly. Horses are also very fast and can get away. I think that's what Ruby's going to be doing for her animal adaptation. So that's what horses' adaptation is. Fins enable fish to swim away from their enemies. And other animals can run at top speeds longer than their enemies can. An instinct will help an animal meet their need. That's behaviors that are inherited, like they just naturally think of doing that because it was inherited from their parents. It says, for example, ducklings are born with the instinct to know to follow their mother. And by staying close to her, they will get the protection and food that they need. And here's a little picture. We talked about butterflies migrating, and that's an adaptation and instinct that they're born with. But these geese are also born with the instinct. They know that when the winters are cold, that there's going to be a shortage of food and where they're living currently. So they migrate and travel in search of food or a place to reproduce and have babies. During the spring and summer, Canada geese live in Canada, and then the upper United States in the in the spring and summer. They live in Canada or upper United States, and then they migrate south to Mexico for the winter. Hibernation is a state of inactivity that occurs in some animals when the outside temperatures are cold. Some hibernating animals conserve energy by slowing down their body function. They spend most of their time sleeping, and they only move to raise their body temperature or eat. And other hibernating animals remain inactive and get their energy from stored body fat. So that's another instinct that these animals have. There's the sleeping, hibernating bears. So cute. So let's see what you remember. It's quiz time. All right, so we are going to click the one that applies to this animal. This skunk, is he adapting by bright colors warning predators that he's poisonous? Protected by stingers, quills, bitter-tasting flesh, or smelly sprays? Or does he have a hard shell and spiny skin? I'll give you a second to think about it. If you said B, smelly sprays, you are correct. What about this poison dart frog? Bright colors to warn predators that it's poisonous? Stingers, quills, smelly sprays, or hard shell and spiny skins? What is it? Yes. If you said A, you are correct. What about this stingray? Bright colors to warn that the animal's poisonous, stingers, hard shells. What do you think? Yes, B. And then we have this aardvark, or maybe an armadillo. Bright colors? Nope. Stingers, smelly sprays? Nope. But yes, hard shell. All right, fins enable fish to swim away from their enemies. What do you think that would be? Is that a trait, an instinct, an adaptation? What do you think? Okay, so think about that one. A blank is a physical feature or behavior that helps an animal get food or protect itself. What do you think that one would be? What about behaviors that are inherited that help an animal meet its needs? Okay, a physical feature is considered. And then blank is traveling in search of food or a place to reproduce. Which one of those words do you think that one is? And blank is a state of inactivity that occurs in some animals when outside temperatures are cold. Which word would that be out of these 6? All right, so here is some examples of the bird beaks that we were talking about. Finches eat mostly seeds, so their beaks are made for cracking shells. Makes sense. The herons have the long, sharp beaks, and they need that for spearing fish. The hummingbirds need those long, skinny beaks to poke their long, sharp beaks into flowers to gather nectar. And these polar bears have thick coats of fur that keep them warm in their environment. They also need those sharp claws and teeth to help them catch and eat food. This is a flounder. They are different from most other fish. Both of its eyes are on the same side of its flat body. That's different. The top side. So that's how it adapts to its environment, so it can lay on the bottom of the water there. And this is a crab-eating seal. And it says they don't actually eat crabs. It eats krill, which are small shrimp. Their teeth are adapted so they can sift, kind of like a strainer, the krill from the water. So when they open their mouth, the krill can come in, but all other items stay out. So it's kind of like a little strainer. This ptarmigan in the winter is white, and then in the summer it gets different feathers and turns into this like spotted color right here so it can camouflage into its environment during winter and summer. So that's pretty cool. This bug looks like it has eyes, and this is mimicry, so it's mimicking another animal, maybe like an owl. Okay, and then this mandarin fish, that's super cool. It makes itself look kind of dangerous and poisonous and stay away from me. The baby hedgehog has those quills that stick out and are pointy. And then the box turtle has the hard shell. A jellyfish has the stingers, and so does the scorpion, this thing right here. Wouldn't want to run into either of those two. All right, and that is the end of that presentation. Now, when I go back into Google Classroom, I added some example posters. These are made in slides. These were from my students last year. This is one about jaguars. So they told us jaguars' adaptations are they can climb trees, they blend into the forest, they can swim in water, their sharp claws can help catch their prey, and their tail can help them keep balancing while leaping. They also talk about how fast jaguars are. They have sharp teeth that help them, and then some fun facts. Okay, so 2 fun facts, and then a couple pictures with their name and then the title of the animal they were doing. Here's one about beavers, and you guys can go back and look at these more if you want. The Bengal tiger and the puffer fish. So I added some examples so you can see. And then this is your slide that has some sites where you can do research. You can also just look up the animal adaptations for your animal that you pick. Now, we were trying to do all different animals, and yesterday we already have a desert tortoise, gecko, cheetah, mountain lion, cobra, squid, polar bear, bobcat, rhino, coyote, horse, Arctic fox, and porcupine. So think of an animal that you think has really good adaptations, because we are going to do some animal battles next week. So try to think of an animal that you think would have really good adaptations that might be able to beat some other animals. All right, friends, I hope that helps out today. And I'll see you at lunchtime on our